back to the Chelsweets kitchen. Today I have my friend here, Taryn, who's also known as Miss Ladyfinger on Instagram, and we're doing a really fun cake and nail art collab.
Well, since April showers bring May flowers, we decided to brighten up those rainy days with a spring-themed cake with nails to match.
So first we're going to show you guys how the cake comes together, and we're going to do one more step to finish this cake, and then we're going to take you through the nail art look.
We're going to begin by placing our first cake layer onto our cake base. We're going to then apply an even layer of buttercream around our cake using an offset spatula. So first I like to kind of just work it around, and then I like to spin and smooth. We're going to repeat this process with our remaining 3 cake layers. Once our cake layers are fully stacked, we're going to apply a generous amount of buttercream to the top of our cake, which we're then going to smooth with a spinning motion. Once the top of the cake is nice and smooth, we're going to begin to work on the sides. So using some additional buttercream, we're going to go all the way around the cake, making sure that we've covered the entire thing. Once it's nice and even, we're going to then smooth it out with a bench scraper, and we're also going to smooth the top. After letting our cake chill in the freezer for about 5 minutes until it's firm to the touch, we're going to start to apply our second layer of buttercream. So we're going to apply again a nice thick amount to the top of our cake, and we're then going to slowly work our way down. So for the second coat of frosting, it's going to be thicker than our first coat, and we're using a light blue buttercream here. So once we've fully covered the cake, we're again going to use our cake bench, and we're going to just do nice, slow strokes to get really smooth sides. And it's important that at this step we really take our time and get a smooth finish. And now it's time for the fun part. So using a variety of different greens that I've made, I'm going to make some long stripes up the cake. And these are going to be at random, at a variety of lengths, and in different directions. And this is going to be grass, so you don't want it to be perfect, you want it to look very organic. So I'm using my different greens. I've started with my lightest, and I'm slowly working my way to my darkest. And you just want to make sure that you have a decent amount of coverage around the base of your cake. So once all of our grass is on, we're going to add the flowers. And for this, I've made a lot of different colored buttercreams, and I'm just going to add little blobs all around the cake. So you don't need frosting tips for this. I just put frosting into piping bags and cut the tip between about 1 centimeter and 1.5 centimeters to make slightly different sized flowers. So I'm using blue, purple, red, and orange. And once I piped those colors all the way around this cake, I'm also going to use a little bit of yellow buttercream, and I'm going to slowly insert that into some of these flowers and just swirl to give them kind of a yellow center. And this is just going to really make them pop and make them look a little bit more realistic. Once all of our flowers are finished, we're going to go ahead and pop this cake into the freezer for another 5 minutes.
Now that our cake is nice and cold, we're going to go ahead and add on our drips. So I always like to do a test drip first to make sure that my ganache is the right temperature. And this is a white chocolate ganache that we've colored blue with a little bit of gel food coloring, and the recipe for this is up on Chelsweets.com. So we're going to go ahead and go around the cake adding these drips. If you want to see a full tutorial for how to add drips to a cake, I have that on my Baking Basics playlist, and I'll include the link below in the comment section. So now that we've added all of our drips onto our cake, you can see they are a variety of lengths, and they're going to continue to drip a little bit as we let it sit. You can see they've gotten longer than they initially were. So now that we have all of our ganache on here, we're going to go ahead and pipe some really fun clouds on top. So I'm going to do that just by kind of making little swirls, just like this. Ta-da! And there we have it, our clouds are on our cake. Now that our cake is complete, it's time to get going on our nails.
First we start with 2 coats of mint candy apple. So first, using a royal blue polish and a striper brush, you're going to create lots of vertical lines all over the nail. So this technique is really great for when you want to add texture to the nail. It gives a really great depth and definition that you wouldn't necessarily otherwise have if you were just using regular polish. And all you have to do is layer on different colors to create that effect. So right now I'm doing the same thing but using a white nail striper. So finally, to ensure that your manicure stays for a while, you want to always make sure you're topping off with top coat. Again, this will provide high shine but also longevity to your manicure. We're going to wait for this to dry for a couple minutes, and this is a technique that I love to do. This we're going to add matte top coat on top, and it's going to mattify all of our layers to give the dimension and more of that raindrop feel.
And just like that, our cake and our nail art look is complete. Thanks so much for joining us today. The recipe for this cake is up on Chelsweets.com.
And definitely give this video a like and comment below what you'd like to see from us next.
So we'd love to do some more collabs, and we want to know what you guys would like to see.
Before we go, we want to show you guys the inside of this cake. And as you can see, we've swirled together a beautiful shade of blue and white, just like the rain.
So thanks so much for stopping by. Hopefully we'll see you guys again soon.